Hi guys, so this is my Speed Triple 1050S with stock silencers straight from the Triumph factory. What I've got here is an SP Engineering carbon outlet, round, XLS satin black. There's a pair which I'm going to be putting onto the Speed Triple. I'm going to be firing this up in a moment so you can hear what the stock exhaust sound like, and then I'm going to be testing this with the baffle in and with the baffle out. Very excited about this, it's going to be great. Here we go. Okay, so this is what comes inside the box from SP Engineering. Obviously you've got your end cans, and then a little packet, 2 packets which include your baffles and a little fixing bolt that goes through there. These are your fixings, obviously there's 2 in here, stainless, that wrap around the exhaust itself to fix to the frame. These are your hanging brackets and the bolts, nuts and bolts and washers for that. A couple of stickers, SP Engineering stickers. These tiny little fixings, they go through this little hole here and they pinch it up nice and tight around the exhaust, and then your exhaust clamps as well. They also have kindly thrown in a SP Engineering mug and a headscarf. What I've also purchased, you probably could take the old ones out of the other exhaust, but I've actually bought a couple of new exhaust gaskets as well, just to save messing about. Got all my tools laid out as well, and not normally as neat as this, but I've got my ratchet with some sockets. Got a 12 and a 13mm socket with the 12 and 13 ring spanner as well. This is my T30, I believe it is, to remove the rear fairing which is below the seats, so you can get to exhaust hanging bracket. Allen keys. This is a 7mm socket, and that is for the mount that wraps around the exhaust and pinches that to the hanging bracket. Little rag just to keep my hand clean. I've also got some ACF 50 to hand, which I'm going to just give a little squirt and wipe around the inside and the fixings of the exhaust, as well as this bit of kit. This is a bottle of water to keep myself hydrated while I'm working. That's it, so let's get the bike taken apart. This is another trick that I also like to do, that I've shared on my Instagram stories. Just take a white cloth, wrap that over the rear wheel in the hugger, and as you can see that actually bounces the light in all the dark areas, and makes it much easier to actually see what you're doing. So guys, that's the 2 stock Triumph exhaust silencers removed. I guess before I do anything else, I really need to fire it up so we can hear what it sounds like without any mufflers on there, don't we? Let's do this. Let's give this a go. Well, that's perfect timing. Mrs. Jones just made me a nice cappuccino in my favourite mug from my Triumph Twin. So, good timing to let the exhaust cool down while I have a little break. So that's the SP Engineering silencers fitted. First thing I noticed was how much extra space there was all around, because obviously they're a lot thinner than the stock exhausts, and they do look really nice. I haven't cleaned them down and wiped them down yet. Still need to put the fairings on the seats. I think I'll do that first, and then I'll get the bike back into the position where it was earlier for the sound test. So it's exactly the same position as when we heard the stock exhaust. At the moment I haven't fitted the baffles in there, so this is going to be interesting. So let's get the seats back on and we'll take it from there. Bike back in position to where it was earlier for the sound test. Haven't had the bike running for a little while, so I'm going to let it tick over, let the oil circulate. Got the SP Engineer exhaust on without any baffles. So let's get this thing fired up and see how she sounds, shall we? I've got to say, I'm pretty excited about this.
Wow, they sound awesome. I was just giving a little bit of throttle, take up to about 7,000 RPM, and it was giving a little bit of the old burble at the end there, which I never had with the old stock exhausts. They're not as loud as I thought they would be. They are loud, don't get me wrong, they are loud, but there's no baffle in there. But I like. In my mind, I thought I'll be riding with the baffle in all the time, just because I don't like the drone all the time when without baffles and in bikes. But I think can't wait to test it with the baffle in, and we'll see how we go. But like this, it sounds awesome. So really pleased. Yes, you've got the option there to put the SP Engineering sticker on there. We'll have a look and see how that looks in a moment, but let's do that right now actually. Now I'm assuming, yeah, this looks like it's for the exhaust. Not too warm. You could put a nice SP Engineering Performance Exhaust logo on there. Sticker. Whatever the name is, I always prefer it sort of detailed off. So I'm not going to put that on there for now. We'll see how we go, but you've got the choice to do that. And you get a mug, so maybe go and fill that up with a cup of tea in a moment as well. Okay, so I've just fitted one baffle into this right hand can, and I thought I'd just ought to explain to you how they work. Very simple. It's just got a hole, and a hole located at the bottom of the silencer. This just slides straight in with a simple fixing bolt and a washer. And there's a little lip on the inside there, so it'd be really awkward for you to actually drop the fixing bolt inside the exhaust. I'm sure someone's done it, but hopefully I won't. Okay, so now I've got both baffles in the exhausts. So let's have a little noise test, see how that sounds. Okay, so that was interesting. So kept it about 3,000 RPM, revved it up to about 6,000. It sounds similar to the original Triumph exhaust, but with a little bit more grunt to it. So it's got that triple sound, which I love, with a little bit more grunt. So that can't be bad. I'm very tempted to run them without the baffles. Although this is nice, I think it'd be great if you're on a long journey, but my initial thoughts are without the baffles for me, because that's the kind of mood I'm in at the moment, because they sound awesome. So you can really hear the difference between the exhaust sounds. Here's a quick edit showing all three. Okay guys, so it's been a couple of days since I fitted the silencers to speed, and I've just been out for a little ride. The weather is absolutely gorgeous today. It's really mild, really sunny. Took the bike out without any baffles. proper sort of MotoGP World Superbike sound, a bit of backfiring. People can hear you coming, that's for sure. Awesome sound. Definitely need ear protectors in though, 100%. Then after doing a couple of miles or so, came back, put the baffles in the silencers. What I noticed when starting to edit the video, when I did change and did do my initial sound test and noise test, there's a little rattle going on with the baffles in. I wanted to make sure to reposition the baffles in there, tighten them down nice and tight. And I've had a bit of a change of mind actually. I think I actually prefer it with the baffles in. It's still got a really sweet sound. You get a little bit of backfire, a little bit of burble to it, but it haven't got that really deep drone, so you know you're not going to kill your ears. But certainly if you're doing an evening out with other bikers, especially the Harley boys, then you can make sure you can just pull the baffles out and yeah, you'll get heard. But for general around town, certainly baffles in.
Today is 102.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's with your baffles in.
Is that a pass or is that a foul?
That's a pass on the static test,
Yeah.
but it would possibly foul the drive-by test
Right, with the baffles out.
with the baffles out. Yes.
Make sure you kind of follow me on social media, on my Instagram as well. And I'll be doing some tests, uploading some new videos. But I hope this has helped. And if you are looking to change your video. If you're looking to change your exhaust, then please let me know. Leave a comment, give us a like if this has helped, and I'll catch you guys soon.